When STEM research goes bad, Evil Within 1 and 2, today on. Oh, we probably cut
Don't don't cut in over the intro.
that in. That's the one.
You're
Don't
up.
dream over the intro. Guys, welcome at one and all, everybody, back to this very special. It's not special. It's only special because it's the Halloween episode. Happy Halloween. It is actually October 31st. Right now, as we speak, in this very moment, the Mariners are in the World Series. I just cursed us. No, this is actually happening a little bit earlier on, but we're doing this for October because we're all going to be celebrating Halloween together with our loved ones and family. So we are kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but instead, Sinistar and I decided to talk about a game that is near and dear to both of our hearts that we both played. That is, it's kind of it's not a hidden gem because it was very popular when it was released, I'm sure, but it's a survival game that we don't hear a lot of people talking about. But it is in within the vein of the Silent Hills and the Resident Evils and all those ones because it is actually created by the man who created the series of Resident Evil. But before I go too deep into the game, I am not alone. Of course not. I'm here with my good buddy, Sinistar. We are talking about Evil Within. Sinistar, how are you on this wonderful Hallows Eve?
The trick-or-treaters are insane. We decided to give out full candy bars. It's craziness at our house.
You're that
Yeah.
house. You're the
Um,
full bar house. You're the
I'm
house
the
that'll be
f yeah,
you'll be
e
talked about amongst the whole village.
yeah. No, I'm
That's
excited to be here, and I'm excited to talk about this game. It is a great game, or great we're talking about both, so
both games, yes. Uh, and both, of course, Sinstar and I are both in costume. We are dressed as podcasters because we sure as shit aren't real podcasters in real life. But we're gonna do our best to try to limp through this one today. But we do appreciate everybody stopping by. So, Evil Within. Evil Within is it's a horror survivor game that was developed by Tango Gameworks and published by Bethesda. I think in 2014, something like that, somewhere around that time frame. So
sounds
it's
about right.
still relatively recent. I mean, it's what 11 years old at this point. So does it make it retro? Probably not because it was
Uh,
released on the PS4 and the Xbox One. I actually have both these games
yeah,
for the Xbox One. Um, I believe I started playing this when I started streaming. This was like one of the first games that I streamed like effectively before I got into my retro and my RPG stuff. I wanted to play some horror games because, well, they're scary and they get good reactions when you play them, which is what we're doing now as we speak over at the Chardbug channel. But this game not only is got some really good jump scares and some good stuff in it, but it's actually an incredibly well written game. What is your experiences playing this game?
yeah. So much like you, I streamed this as well.
Nice.
I streamed the first one. I kind of went on a horror bender. We had one of our other favorites, Dead Space. I did Dead Space
Hmm.
1 and 2.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I did the Eternal Darkness game 3 times. Fuck, did I ever finish Outlast? I don't think I ever finished Outlast. I think I noped the fuck out of
I
Outlast.
think didn't you get there's a running
Yes.
story
Yeah.
about you getting scared playing Outlast by unfortunate people, and then you never went back to it after that.
On another Halloween, in fact.
Yes,
Yeah.
fantastic. So
Yeah.
so you're gonna play it after we're done with this
Uh,
episode, right? You're gonna
yeah,
fire that
it's
up
it's
now?
right here. It's right here.
Yeah, that's
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 that's totally Outlast.
that's the precursor to
Yeah,
Outlast.
that's not Hexen. That's
Yeah,
Outlast.
that's Outlast.
Uh,
Eh,
no, and then I played this. I played the first one. Um, and my impression of this is it has some of the coolest, and we'll get into this, but it has some of the coolest like chase scenes that
mm,
are, I'm gonna call them quick time event light, right? Because like
yeah,
there's moments where like you've got to dodge the right way, or you've got
right.
to, et cetera. So yeah, no, this thing it has and genuinely terrifying, visceral, like
Very
the
visceral.
the visuals in this are
Yeah. I mean, the
yeah,
cover of the dude is the main character wrapped in barbed wire on his face.
yeah,
So we're not
very Rammstein.
yeah, this is not a, an easy easy listening kind of game. This one's got this definitely got some roughness to it. Both
Yeah.
of them do, as a matter of fact. But we'll, of course, we'll cover one. I've beaten both of these games. I know that you finished the first
Yeah.
one and recently played it, but still, story's very convoluted. So we'll
Yeah.
try our best to kind of limp through it as we play it. And then I know you kind of noped out on Evil
I
Within 2,
I did.
which is not unheard of. A lot of people kind of Evil Within 2, I think, was missing some of the aspects that Evil Within 1 had. I don't think it's a bad game. I liked Evil Within 2, but I can definitely play it and see there's some aspects that Evil Within 1 had that were better than Evil Within 2. I wish they just kind of polished up the Evil Within 1 and kept doing what they were doing with it. But story's a little out there. Both stories are actually extremely out there. This game involves dreams, essentially,
Yeah.
which was a really cool landscape to design. You play as a detective, Sebastian Calistello,
Wha
Stanos,
something.
whatever, something like that.
Sebastian C.
Sebastian C. Yeah, he's a cop. He gets called to um, a hospital that has basically a mass murdering that's going on inside the hospital. And then while you're like detectiving, like you do, you get fucking conked out on the head, and then you wake up in this nightmare hellscape. Basically,
And
is how it turns.
yeah, and you get like, I think when you get conked out is the first time you see the hooded figure.
Yep.
And that was one of those moments where it was almost like that was terrifying too.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
hooded figure was like cool as hell.
Yeah. And then you wake up in some place and you're trying to navigate like it looks like honestly, it looks like a Resident Evil 4 village for the first part of
Yeah.
it. There's dudes with chainsaws chasing you through hallways, which is the quick time event that Sinister was talking about.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I want to talk about because this was one of the things I didn't remember about it, but when I did my research and played what an hour and change,
Mhm.
as a refresher, the game gives you multiple options, but there's really only one correct option, and so there's a
Right.
lot of failure options.
Yes, there is.
And like
I
that first one with the chainsaw dude, like you pick up a knife or whatever, and then like you sneak up behind it. It's like do a quick kill, right? And
yeah.
I'm like, sweet, that's it. And then the dude just basically is like,
Right,
why'd you
fuck off.
stick a knife in my back?
Yeah.
And then like just murders you.
Yep. There's between both of the games, there's a lot of these chase scenes. I feel like Evil Within's design is very much there's a lot of stealth in Evil Within.
Mhm.
It is a horror survivor game, so you are limited on what you get and what you can carry, of course. You upgrade using green jelly that you find, and we're not
Yes.
talking about little pig, let me in. We're talking about some weird goop that the people inside
Yeah.
this dreamscape drop, and it's fucking crazy. This whole thing just really is over the top
Yeah.
use of nightmare fuel. I mean,
Yeah.
to say it best. Um,
Lots of
there's
mirrors. Mirrors
Yep,
play an important part.
yep,
Bugs are all over.
yep,
Like,
yeah. It's crazy.
yeah.
Rusty, it looks very Silent Hilly with the rust
Yeah.
aspect and the old rotting metal around you and wood and stuff like that. But I mean, this game really leans into the stealth aspect of don't get caught.
Yeah.
Like, run for your life. Don't get caught. You can take a few shots and take some things out. Some things you have to fight and shoot, but you can't shoot your way out of every situation. You have to sneak your way through. And you can sneak up behind people and you stab them in the head and then
Yeah.
they die and they'll sometimes drop you some goodies. And the sneaking, it's to my opinion, it's not Metal Gear Solid level sneaking. It can
There's
be
no
difficult at
boxes
times.
to hide
There's no
in.
boxes to hide in, but there's definitely a challenge to it, but I'm not a big stealth lover. I don't love stealth type games, but this didn't ruin it for me. It actually added to the stress level. I feel like this game to me was one of the more stressful third person shooter game or third person horror games that I had played in
Yeah.
a while. What about you? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I am not a stealth player. Um, like I noped out of Last of Us because it is so heavily stealth. Fuck
Yeah,
the fucking
fucking A.
popcorn, whatever. Those screamer
Yeah,
zombies that are like single hit kills, right?
yeah.
Like But I don't know. This one kind of it was difficult without kind of that like, hey, you get caught and you're screwed. I mean, there's a couple of those, but it's not the standard. Basically, like you have the option to fight your way out if the stealth didn't work
Right.
most of the time.
Right. No,
Yeah.
there's options. It doesn't you're not solely based on stealthing, but your decisions will probably be better. Like like Sinistar said earlier, like there's really only one way to do it, and there's several options that are probably wrong
Yeah. Yes.
to get through it. The best bet is just to learn how to really sneak up and get some people behind you, and when they're behind you, and the soundscape is really good. If I remember, the music's pretty decent,
Yeah.
but it is very much like it's very intense. This whole game is very intense. You constantly feel like you're surrounded by stuff. You constantly feel like things are chasing you because they are.
Yeah.
And like you said, like the first half of the chasing was fucking insane. You got the chainsaw guy barreling down on you. By the
Yeah.
way, there's probably going to be spoilers in this game, so if you had any interest in this game, go play it. It's good. I don't know what to say about the spoiler tech thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been out for 10 or so years, but it's still a really good game, and go check it out. So if you don't want to get spoiled, I apologize in advance, but too bad because we're gonna talk about it because there's a lot of information about this game. So so you wake up and you don't understand what's going on, and it turns out there's the white hooded dude's name is Rivik,
Yeah.
and he has created this machine that's called STEM, which is what the opener was the joke on, where it's basically he has created a dream world where he can. And you can correct us if we're wrong. I'm looking at the wiki. To live with his sister who died
Yeah.
like in a tragic fire death or something like that.
And you get that in a flashback.
And you
So,
also get to meet her later
yeah.
in this goddamn game. Um, So, but you've been shoved into this thing and his brain's trying to escape because it turns out like he's not real. He's in this thing. It's a whole fucking thing. It's so convoluted and very confusing that really the only way to really grasp it is to finish the game. And
Yeah.
even so, you're like, the fuck just happened? Like the last
Yeah.
fight in this game
Oh,
is absolutely insanity.
yeah.
It's one of the better boss fights that I have ever done
Yeah.
in a horror game. It is. And I thought it was the second one when I was trying to remember it. The second one is also pretty intense, but this boss fight's absolutely insane. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Uh honestly, I think because there are a handful of mini bosses, I guess, or
mhm.
bosses or whatever. Some
Dude,
of them like,
fucking box head box and
okay, we said spoiler already, and you alluded sister. The
yeah,
fucking sister. God
sisters are
damn,
insane.
that's a
That fight is
that's a
intense.
that's a brutal fight. That's
Yeah, there's a lot of running. This
yeah.
game, there's a lot of running and hallways and a lot of
Ammo
trying to
starvation.
yep, trying
Yeah.
to navigate your way through stuff, and remembering where you went,
Yeah.
where you gotta go back to. It's
Yeah.
not open world.
No.
It's very linear. It's very much a hallway. I wouldn't say a hallway simulator. It's a third person.
Yeah.
It plays like Silent Hill. Like it
Yeah.
plays except not tank mode. It's plays
But
like
each
Resident Evil 4 is the
yeah,
best way to describe it.
each
That's how.
area has some paths that you can get lost on, right?
Yep. And you can explore the areas you're in and go down some rooms and open some doors and stuff like that, and then upgrade your character. You get more life, you get better weapon capacity, stronger weapon shots. All the green goo is an experience that you can level your character up with or upgrade your weapons or something like
Yeah.
that. But it's not like you get I mean, the weirdest thing you get is a crossbow that shoots like spiky
Yeah.
bombs. Like that's like the
Yeah.
weirdest weapon you get.
There
Otherwise, it's shotguns, handguns, things like that.
there is a trap element.
Mhm,
And I
mhm.
don't remember if you actually get to put down your own traps eventually, but there are traps in the world that you can trip.
Yeah,
But
they get
in
you
most
stuck
of the
on.
cases, you can also like I know you can pick up bottles and throw them to like, alert like basically like, hey, over here kind of thing in the stealth
Mhm.
aspect. And I use that to pull enemies into traps.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah, there's cool trip wires that are through the hallways that if you're running too much, which there's a lot of that, you can easily get yourself blown up by. trying to deal with something like that. So it's pretty cool. There's a good balance between running your ass off and crawling through an area.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's very decent.
So, yeah, the story, the things that we've kind of touched on. So this guy Rivik, um, basically created this machine so that he could dream, he could live in his dreams and be with
Mhm.
his sister. And then there was a corporation that came in called Mobius, and because I think they'd been funding it or something, and they basically found out that Rivik was misusing it. And so they ended up like, they're like, well, we don't need him. We just need his brain to run this thing. And basically, he becomes a brain in a jar.
Right.
Um, and once he's a brain in a jar, he's now looking for a way out. And there's another character in the game that's a little bit of one of these like kind of savant characters that's like, something bad's gonna happen, and they like shuffle around and like
Yeah,
mumble
yeah.
stuff and
Always
whatever.
scratching the back of their
Uh-huh.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the hospital upgrade area is one of the coolest areas as well,
Yeah.
because that nurse that talks to you, you're
She's a
like,
bitch. She's a bitch. She's not pleasant at
like,
all.
"Are you helping me? I don't know, because
Well,
you're
shit.
you're rude
y-
as hell."
The upgrade thing
Oh,
is
yeah.
a chair
Yeah.
with a fucking like a spike thing that's got,
Uh,
oh, what is it? It's like
electrodes.
needles and
Electrodes,
electrodes
yeah.
and shit.
Uh-huh.
And when you upgrade your character, you like shock yourself and
Yeah.
open up a part of your brain or something like that. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. There's a lot of there's a lot of use. There's actually like the lobotomy tool is actually in the title here. It's that
Yeah.
long piece.
Uh-huh.
So there's a
Yeah.
lot of use of the lobotomy tool. You see that around
Yeah.
in different areas and shit. It's very much a psychological fuck around game.
Yeah.
You've got, I guess they're called the haunted, which is the common
Yeah.
enemies, which are basically people that look like zombies that have barbed wire wrapped around their face and shit. Creepy as fuck. You got Reborn Laura, who is his sister, who's got multiple limbs and long hair, and she looks like the chick from the fucking what's that movie? The Grudge
Uh-huh.
or the Ring
No, The Ring,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah, the Ring.
Uh-huh.
You got the Keeper, who's the big dude that has the safe on his head, who
Yeah.
scared me more than enough times than I can count. And then the Sadist is our chainsaw
Yeah.
wielding, mask wearing freak that you basically run from.
Yeah.
But all these this game is just designed to really keep you on your toes and really keep the pressure on. And both of them are designed in the same kind of aspect where really leans into the stress
Yeah.
of the game. It's not like a jump scare simulator, as there are jump scares in it, trust me, a lot of them. But a lot of them are designed because you are so wound up
Mhm.
in running from things or ducking and diving and dipping and dodging and ducking,
Yeah.
the 5 Ds, um, to get away from something that it pops up next to you and it scares the living piss out of you. More than one time, I remember physically ducking in my chair or moving away as if it was actually going to help me
Yeah.
avoid getting hit from something. And I don't remember very many games that I had played that allowed for that kind of connection with
Right.
what was going on. What was your experience with
Yeah,
playing that?
that was mine as well. I definitely remember, like, because as we talked about, you and I both streamed it, and I remember, like, I think I took a number of breaks during those streams with my be right back screen, because I'm
Yeah.
like, uh, I gotta go breathe for a minute here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna hit the escape key for the pause menu, and I'll be back.
Yeah.
Gotta go clean my shorts.
Yep. There's some great like the when Reborn Laura comes crawling out of stuff and she's got the multiple arms and she's chasing you in that what it looks like a duct system,
Yeah.
and there's all the
Uh-huh.
fire and everything going around you. Um That had to be one of the most intense, like, parts of the game, was trying to defeat her because you
Yeah.
can't I mean, you could shoot her a little bit, but you had to use the traps that were in that room, and then another
Yep.
section, like, once you'd get to the next level of the fight, you'd go into another room, and it'd have more traps and more
Yeah.
fire, and you had to, like, burn her with the traps, so you had to go you had to go flip on the gauges to
Yep.
turn on the fire
Yep.
and prime the system and shit while she's slowly and then
Yeah.
quickly running at you.
Uh-huh.
And oh my god, that shit was so fucking scary.
Yeah, very
It's
much
incredible.
a fight that required the use of the environment. It wasn't
Yep.
like I can pull out my gun and win.
Right. And
This was yeah.
that's a lot of what Within brings to you is more than just facing down something. There's things around you that allows you
Well,
to progress.
another like I remember this is early in the game. Like there's an area where you're trying to get to this like it's almost like a drawbridge kind of thing.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And the game like at this it's been trickling enemies at you. Like so that you have this like, hey, I can defeat these enemies. I can defeat these enemies. And then all of a sudden it's like 30 of these enemies coming at you and you're like, what the fuck do I do?
Right, yeah, and you're ammo starved,
Yeah.
and don't they remind me if I'm wrong, because you can burn the bodies when you knock them down,
Yes.
you can
Yeah.
throw matches at them,
Uh-huh.
which was one of the aspects, but if you don't do that, they
Yes.
come back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Huh, I see you, Kronos. I
Yeah.
see what you did there. I see you stealing from Evil Within for that one.
And then like
Yeah,
that's one of those things where like that is on rails because it steers you because all your only option is like
go.
like I'm just
Yeah,
gonna keep running this way. I'm just
right,
gonna and then you know you eventually have a cutscene where you like jump off this bridge or whatever. And
right,
but yeah, it's one of those where you're like I kind of love those aspects where like some games are like you're fucked and you die.
right.
Or there are those that you're that are like, I'm fucked, I'm fucked, I'm fucked, and then like all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's my out. Right?
Right. There's a
Uh-huh.
reprieve,
Yeah.
a breath of fresh air
Mhm.
finally hits you. Yeah, both Evil 1 and 2, and I'll get into more detail on 2 a little bit later. Um, they both carry that same kind of aspect where you're just like, you feel overwhelmed, you're about to throw your hands up and say, I don't know what to do here," and then all of a sudden a light shines up.
Yeah.
It's the Deus Ex Machina
Uh-huh.
of the game, right? Where the god creature comes
Yeah.
and pulls you out of whatever trouble you're in,
Uh-huh.
and
Yep.
it's got a lot of really cool aspects.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, I specifically remember there's, besides the keeper, the box head guy that's chasing you around that cage, that
Yeah.
fucking rebar cage, the area. There's a scene on, I'll never forget this. It's one of my like first clips that I made, and I was crawling around what looked like a farm. You can hear the chainsaw guy
Yeah.
inside, like hitting the chains and shit. But I was outside. I hadn't faced him yet. I was looking and exploring, and there's a fucking tower there.
Mhm.
And as I get closer and closer to the tower, a body falls from the tower and hits right in front of you and scared the fucking piss out of me. I swear to God, I jumped about 20 feet in the air from that game. It was
Yeah.
stuff like that. Those are the jump scares that happen, but you were so tense playing this game, like your chest hurts,
Yeah.
your your shoulders hurt because you're all crunched up trying to get through whatever the hell's coming at you.
Yeah.
It's something else.
Yeah. Even though it was made by Shinji who did Resident Evil,
Mhm.
like Resident Evil sometimes feels like a puzzler with some horror aspects,
Right.
sometimes.
Yep. Yep.
And this one is just a horror.
They lean into the horror aspect
Yeah,
very, very hard
yeah,
in a good way, in a very positive way, I think.
yeah,
Uh, there are a little, it's puzzly, but it's more like, how do I get past this area puzzle, as opposed to take these tiles, read this story, put them in the right order, door
yeah,
opens up. Like, it's not Silent Hill or Resident
yeah,
Evil in that aspect. But there's definitely some head scratching parts on there. Like, I've
yeah,
done this run like 400 times. What the hell am I doing wrong?
right.
And you just didn't turn the corner sharp enough, or
Yeah,
something silly like that. So, um, yeah, do we want to talk about maybe the last boss fight? I mean, we've already kind of
yeah.
discussed the gameplay and everything that goes through, and this whole city is created. This
Oh,
Ruvik guy has made this entire city
that
that you're traversing.
that first cutscene after you
Is it the earthquake on the van?
yeah, after you
Yeah.
flee the chainsaw guy
Mhm.
and then you, like, wake up or you think you wake up and you're like like you run out of the hospital and the world is fucking in pieces. Like it's
Right.
just ripped apart.
Right.
And
Now, keep in mind
yeah,
also, you don't know that you're
yeah,
in a dream. So everybody's freaking the fuck out about what's going on
yeah,
because your team, you have a group of people that join you that show up every
yeah,
now and then in the same dream state, but none of them know that they've been kidnapped and put into this fucking machine. So
right.
it looks exactly the way it did when you left
Yeah.
the thing, except to
The
Sinistar's
world's
point, it's
crumbling.
literally collapsing
Yeah.
around you as
Uh-huh. And then like one of your partners pulls up in an ambulance and says, "Get in," and you get in. And it's if you've seen the movie Free Guy with
yeah,
uh
yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, there's a scene at the end where like he's driving through the city and the city's like trying to collapse and crush the car he's in.
Mhm.
And it's very much like I'm like, oh, somebody watched Free Guy, even though it came out
Someone's
first.
playing evil within too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's
Um,
that's a good aspect.
yeah, and then that's kind of your big introduction to a character named Leslie.
Mhm,
Um, and I always am like Leslie, in my American brain is like that's a female character. Leslie's a guy.
mhm.
Um, and Leslie is this kind of savant character. And like the first introduction, and I can't remember if it's like fall, like he's like fall, 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 or something. And then like the ambulance like jumps out of like a tunnel into like
Yep.
open air. Yeah,
Leslie kinda it feels like he's trying to hint to you that what's going
yeah.
on is
Uh-huh.
not real, but he is, like, as you say, a savant and has issue. He's got problems. He's been in this insane asylum. He was trapped in with, this Rivik dude, and he's just been seeing some shit. So he's dealing with trauma throughout the entire game while you're like, tell me where to go. And
Yeah.
he's too traumatized to like give you the right information. He just gives you lawnmower man slash rain man type, like, go left
Right.
at the horse head. And you're like, what fucking horse head are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like there's nothing that helps you out through the game. You just have to kind of do your own thing.
Yeah.
Um, but it's crazy. Like, so, you're fighting, you face down Rivik, you finally get to him, and Rivik is trying to leave the stem machine. He wants out, and he's going to do it in Leslie's body because
Yeah.
Leslie has the power to do the things that Rivik can do,
Yeah.
but better. So, and he's also, you know, corporeal.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
So he's trying to fight your way in, and you're trying to stop him, and he turns into this fucking creature that takes up the entire city you're in, and you're fighting, the city is falling apart while you're fighting him, and you grab like this I don't know why he was like, I'm gonna imagine an RPG. Listen, if I'm making a dreamscape, I'm not
Well,
putting shit in there that can kill me,
maybe it
right?
was Sebastian that thought about the RPG.
Maybe he's got that power. I
Yeah.
could go for that. So, and you're shooting this thing as he's like trying to grab you. It's like Godzilla it's like King Kong fighting
Yeah.
the planes. It's just in this totally intense fight that I remember fairly vividly. And I remember him crawling up something and me just trying to pummel him with RPG rockets as he's trying to get me.
Yeah.
And he's like, your target is the size of like a pea in this giant fucking body, and you have to wait until he pops his head out or something. Fucking intense, dude. It's a very
it's
intense game.
it's the King Hippo fight
It
of
is.
horror of
Yeah,
horror
you're looking for
fights.
the bandages on his
Yeah.
stomach, yeah. It's fucking crazy. So,
Uh,
and then, once you finish all that up, there's a couple DLC. Now, I didn't play the DLC, and I don't know if Sinstar played much of the DLCs either, but I know
well,
that they had like 2 or 3 of them or something.
real quick, the
Mhm.
very end. Well, sorry, spoiler. If you care, turn it off right now. Wait 15 seconds or something. Mute. But basically, at the very end, you wake up. You realize you've been in this machine,
Mhm.
and as you like are exiting the hospital, or you're looking out the window of the hospital, you see Leslie walking off and not doing the shuffle that Leslie does.
Right.
And it just leaves it at that. It doesn't explain, it doesn't say this transition happened.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right. Well, yeah, it looks like there's 2 DLC where you play as Kidman, who's also part of
Yeah.
the second game. Um, and then I think, uh Tatiana Gutierrez, I think, is another one that you
Yeah.
play as. Um, and it shows kind of like their aspect and their side of the other thing that they're doing, but it's kind of trying to build on what Evil Within 2 is, because even when you're done with Evil Within 1 and you don't see Leslie doing the shuffle, he looks more normal
Yeah.
than he should look. Evil Within 2 does not follow that story. It
Okay.
does, it completely goes completely different. So I think it's like, I want to say it's like 5 years after the first one that this one was released. You can quote me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if it's 5 years or like 8 years or something like that. This game
Let's
came out. It came out 3 years later. The game came out in 2017.
okay.
Um, Looking at the plot, 3 years. So it's 3 years to the date. So the game came out 3 years later. The story is 3 years later after the whole thing. Sebastian has left the Crimson City Police Department that he works for after his haunting experience at the Beacon Hill Mental Institution, um, to find out that, well, basically it opens up and your house is on fire. Like, you're running to go to your house to try to save your family that's in your house, and you find out that your daughter has perished in a house fire, and your wife and you can't handle it together. They can't come to terms with it. So your wife Myra leaves you, and you turn to alcoholism to deal with your trauma. That's basically how that all goes together.
So a happy story.
It's a very happy beginning of the story, very, very together story. Well, at the beginning of the game, Kidman, the chick that you worked with at the very beginning, approaches you, and you find out that I think you already knew this, but she works for Mobius, which is a company that's trying to get the STEM machine back up and running
Yeah.
so it can create a perfect world for everybody to live in, which that's never the case. They always want to do something kind of twisted and evil with it. But Kidman approaches you, you're drunk at a bar and you're pissed off, obviously. And she says, uh, your daughter Lily is still alive. And he's like, fuck you, that's not true. She can't be. I watched her die. And she's like, no, Mobius has your kid because she has the same powers that Revik and Leslie had,
Okay.
and they're using her to run the new STEM machine. She is now in the STEM machine running it. They've created a city called Union, and it's starting to fall apart. And you need to go save her, so that they say so that you could save your daughter, but it's of course to save the machine. You have to do
Right.
that as well.
Right.
So you descend into STEM, and I'll probably be able to describe this one a little bit more because I recently watched more video on this one, and I played it more recently. Um, and you show up, and there's already a team of Mobius agents that are in there that are basically getting picked off one by one. And you find out that one of the people that was helping work with this STEM process is a serial killer in this place, and he uses photography to kill people. It's insane. Like, it's a really cool aspect.
That's
He'll
cool.
take pictures and they freeze, like, or they're in slow motion, and then he'll do terrible things to them and they can't do anything because they're stuck in this frozen thing. So when you show up to certain areas of the game, you'll see people like blood like shooting out of their chest, and they're slowly falling over, and it just keeps repeating the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's how the game basically leads you into Union, this new area. It's crazy. Um, and then he keeps kind of stalking you and hunting you, and then you get into an area, and there's 2 points of this game that I'll talk about, that I or 2 spots of this game that absolutely loved about this game. Is you'll come in and you'll walk into this room, and there's a big wall or a big glass wall, and there's a door, and you open the door, and then all of a sudden he's there with a camera. He takes your picture, and the flash hits, and then it's a wall. There's nothing there. And you turn around and you see something, a little thing on the wall behind you. So you approach it. I think it's glass,
Okay.
and you pick it up, and it's the picture he took of you. And you're like, what the hell is this? And then you see it's a two-way mirror or something,
Okay.
and you see this crazy fucking creature. It looks like Laura Reborn,
Yeah.
with black scraggly long hair. Her body is made of other bodies, and a fucking buzz saw on her hand. She smashes through the glass, and you book it. And it's the running
Okay.
thing again, right? So you're running from her. You hear her cackling behind you. It is terrifying,
Ah.
absolutely horrifying. And you're jumping boxes and trying to turn corners and try to get through this thing. and then you fight your way through a door, and then you crawl through the duct and you get away from her. But she keeps coming back, like she's a reoccurring nightmare that appears in this thing. And then you get into the town of Union, and there's all these people that are like shriveled up, kind of creepy looking demon folk, but they were like once human, but they're obviously emaciated and
Yeah.
so they're not right. There's things not right with them. And you find there's a few Mobius agents that are out there that are like technicians that are hiding in garages. And they're like, I'm not fighters, man. I'm just here doing, I'm just trying to fix this problem, trying
I'm
to figure out
just
what's
I'm
wrong with
just
it.
I'm just on the clock here.
Yeah, man, I'm supposed to go home like 20 minutes ago. I want my dinner, that kind of
I
thing. But
I was
they've all
3
been.
days from retirement.
Yeah. It's all those guys that were very much I'm getting too old for this shit people. They're all Danny Glover. And you get your save points in a lot of the Mobius setup camps where you go in, and they made it kind of an open world aspect in
Okay.
Union where you can explore more of it. It's not a sandbox per se, but it's a bordered sandbox. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's smaller, but you can go around and pick up upgrades, and the goop is still there. You're still using the green
Mm,
goop to upgrade. The mirrors are still there, but you go to where you would go to the hospital. Instead, you go back to Crimson City Police Department,
okay.
and that's your safe house.
Yeah.
And the nurse is still there because there's a chair in the back corner of the police department. And you walk in, and she's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time. It's been a while."
Oh,
And he's like, "What the fuck are you still doing here?" And she
yeah.
goes, "Doing my thing." And she's still a bitch to you the whole time.
Yeah.
But so it's still the sneak around. It's still trying to take some of the creatures out. The creatures look a lot more. They're a lot more creaturey, if
Okay.
that makes sense,
Yeah.
instead of like zombie-esque. They're very
Yeah.
much more distorted human kind of look thing.
Yeah.
And there's one more scene that I absolutely adore about this game. You find out, push comes to shove, you find out that your wife Myra is also in there trying to save your daughter, that she's using her abilities to alter the reality that's in there and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And she ends up going crazy, and she tries to protect her daughter from everyone, that includes you. And she turns out to be kind of the antagonist at the end,
Okay.
unintentionally. This whole
Yeah.
thing with that. Um, and they keep trying to hit you with like your alcoholism, and keep trying to say your daughter's dead. She's not really here. What are you doing here? And all this stuff.
Well,
And you go to, I want to say it's a hospital looking area. And obviously, Sebastian looks different. He's dressed different. He's got a
yeah.
different suit than he's wandering around. And you approach a mirror, and it's in this hospital, and the mirror has him looking like he does in the first game. So it's the outfit he wore in the first game.
Okay.
He's got the revolver. He's got
Yeah.
the whole nine yard. And as you approach it, you go up to like touch the glass to be like, what the fuck is this? And the glass breaks through, and it's that fucking hacksaw bitch just jumps out the
Oh,
other side.
huh.
Completely don't expect it. It is an
Yeah.
absolute jump scare that I to this day will never forget. Um,
I'm
but
having
go
sorry,
ahead.
I'm having horror visions of did you ever watch the Disney movie, The Black Hole?
I want to say that I have, but I don't
It came
remember it
out in the
well enough
late
to know.
'70s or early '80s. This was when Disney was like, "We're gonna make, like, movies for young adults, but
Mhm.
we're gonna actually, like, have adult concepts in it."
Okay.
There's there's a robot in it that, like, has a hand that's got a fucking saw blade on it, and,
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
I was terrified of this thing as a kid, so I'm picturing goddamn Maximilian. That's the name of the
Yeah.
bot. That's the name of the
Okay.
robot.
Oh God, is that? I wonder if that's the thing that I watched when I was a kid, and I've been trying to remember what it is forever.
It's this
I'll have to look
red
it up.
robot with, like a
Yeah,
glowing
visor.
eye.
It
Uh-huh.
has like a okay, I gotta look that up because
Yeah,
I've literally been trying to remember. I
yeah.
thought it was you're gonna make fun of me, but I thought it was a Teddy Rupskin thing,
Oh,
but I don't. I've got older friends. I need to start
yeah.
asking them these questions because I don't remember this
Well,
thing. So
look up Maximilian.
Maximilian. Okay, I'll check that out.
Anyway,
So there's like a bunch of different characters in this game that turn out to be problems instead of helping. Like they're going to help, but the area around them makes them kind of go crazy. And you have to fight them off to like progress throughout the
okay,
game. But I remember the serial killer, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, um, of who he is. Let's see here. Um, Mysterious photographer with supernatural powers. That's the dude. I think his name is Stefano.
okay.
I think is the dude. Um, Yeah, Stefano reveals that he originally kidnapped Lily under the orders from another party, but decided to keep her for himself to exploit her powers as the core. So everybody's using his daughter to be able to use her powers to exploit their own powers. And this guy's creating these landscapes and shit. Like there's a manor that you have to go find him in, and it is just it's a terrifying game. It's really up there on the high stress level, just as it
Okay.
was in the first one. The first one was kind of a left fielder, but the second one, again, not great. It's
Okay.
not, although it did get a Metacritic score, I think of 87, 82 or 87,
Okay.
82.
Okay.
82 for Xbox. PS4 only got a 76 and PC got an 80. So, but that's still relatively decent. Um, but it wasn't super. I know a lot of fans were like, "Nah, this game's kind of great." And and to your point, you said it yourself. I don't know how far you got
Not
in Evil
far.
Within 2, but even then you were like, "Meh." But I really like the serial killer aspect is now like
Sure.
lurking around every corner and he's
Yeah.
taking your picture. And if you get caught in his picture, then you get stuck like frozen in time
Yeah.
and you've got to figure out how to navigate it. There's some really cool,
That's creepy.
wild shit that happens at the end.
Yeah.
So
That's creepy.
um so yeah, it's Evil Within 2 this is a great series and another if you're really into the spooky horror genre like Sinistar and I and Wolf kind of
Yeah.
are. I think all of us would highly recommend giving this one a shot. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Would you replay this through all the way again? Would you even give Even Within 2 now knowing a little bit more of it
Now knowing a little
another
bit
shot?
more, especially the serial killer aspect, like that is intriguing for sure.
Mhm.
Something I kind of wanted to point out, we talked about this a little bit. It's not truly a hidden gem, but
Yeah.
like it's a little bit because like even Jake was when when we said, "Hey, we're going to talk about this." Jake's like, I don't think I've even heard of those games."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I know that like in the horror realm, people have probably heard of them.
Yeah.
If you play horror games, you've probably heard of it. But yeah, like, everybody's heard of like, the fear games, everybody's heard of Outlast, everybody's
Yeah.
heard of, all of those. And of course Visage. I don't know that everybody's heard of Visage. If you haven't,
That's definitely up there.
yeah.
We know
But
that for a fact. We were forcing one of our friends to play it not too long ago.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody's got experience once.
Go watch
Eh,
Mr. Merv's VODs.
yes, please. Please go check that
Yeah.
guy out.
Um,
Yeah.
no, I love the first one, I really did. I don't know why I bounced off the second one. It very well could have been, and I've got an engine going on behind me. I hope it's not coming through on the mic.
You're good. You're good.
Um, it very well could have been fatigue
Yeah.
because, like, I had played Dead Space 1 and 2. I'd, played this. I swear I'd played, at some point, I played Amnesia in
Mhm.
the middle of these.
That's
Y
another good series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so or maybe it was Penumbra, one of those. Anyway,
Oh, I don't know that one. I
um,
don't know the number.
but I think maybe it was also kinda like, "Hey, I've shoehorned myself into being a horror streamer, and I'm getting a little tired," you
Yeah.
know?
To be
So
honest, I mean, I think Evil Within 2 might have had a slow burn. It felt
okay,
like it once you got into Union, a lot of people I feel like kind of fall off once you get into that area
okay,
because it's very it's so it's linear with an open world.
okay,
Like
okay,
there's a lot to do in the small time. There's some side quests you can do to go unlock some different weapons or some different things, save some people or do whatever you need to do. But you're also like, I want to push the story forward. Like the Evil Within did a really well
okay,
with pacing on
okay.
the story. I felt
Yeah,
like I don't think there was ever a time where I was like, "God, okay." There might have been some boss fights where I was like, "This guy keeps kicking my ass," but the pacing of the story was still very
okay,
strong. The pacing, I think, of Evil Within 2 kind of falls off when you get to the city of Union, and then
okay,
eventually it picks back up, and then you're back up and running again, and you're like, "Oh, this whole section was the hard one." It is the carnival of Chrono Trigger for you,
okay.
basically.
Gotcha.
You just gotta kinda push your way through and you can either explore the area if you want to and find all the stuff or get the hell out of there. And there is things that chase you in the Union Town area. That buzzsaw
Okay.
chick
Yeah,
chases you. You've seen my opening credits of
yeah,
my dream. The F me, F me, F
yeah.
me. It's
Uh-huh.
that scene of me running through a diner running
Okay,
away from buzzsaw chick. So
okay.
she is kind of meandering around out there. There are things that can hunt you down, and you're like, I have a tape gun and a stick. That's literally all I've got to defend myself with right now. I haven't found all this stuff yet.
I'm gonna
So
poke her eye out.
yeah, it gets really kind of intense, and you're just trying to navigate and grab things and get the hell out of Dodge.
Okay.
Because you can't. She's one of those people you can't kill yet. So you have to wait till
So
she gets
it's
closer.
like the I don't remember what the name of the creature was, but in the Dead Space, there's that creature that you
Yes.
finally kill by
Yep.
turning on the shuttles like fucking thruster jets,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep.
Like
Yep. The one that
everything
keeps
you
falling
yeah,
apart and rebuilding himself.
uh-huh.
Yep.
Everything you throw at it, it's just like, "I'm gonna rebuild." Finally, you're like, "Meet shuttle jets."
Yes.
Like
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
uh-huh.
Meat fucking afterburner,
Yeah,
meat fucking cryo tubes.
yeah,
Yeah, there's
uh-huh.
when it takes like the last thing to get rid of it, but it's very similar if I remember right, dealing with that creature
Okay.
itself. So
So, very much a horror game trope because I've seen that, I mean, Mr. X, right?
yeah. Oh fuck.
Like
Yeah.
the unbeatable threat, right?
The thing that literally follows you throughout an entire goddamn game,
Yeah,
but they do such a good job of it that it's not overdone like they did in 3 with
yeah,
Nemesis.
yeah.
I mean, that is the level of stress. I don't like being chased. I am not my dreams and nightmares, my
Uh-huh.
nightmares as of late, thank you horror games, is being chased by shit. So this game brings my fears to reality with, you know,
Yeah,
being chased by literally
yeah,
everything out there,
yeah.
trying to hide from something that is well more powerful than you, and
Uh-huh.
that's one of the things that Evil Within
Y
definitely brings to the table is
You don't
that
know that
stress
it has
level.
heat vision,
Yeah,
right?
I'm hiding behind a box and it's sitting there going,
I
"Idiot."
I can
You
see you,
know, I
dickhead.
could fucking see you, dude. So, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But, no, Evil
No,
Within and
yeah,
Evil Within 2, these are very strong games.
yeah.
What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, I think these are worth, if you haven't played them, I think these are worth a first visit. I honestly, yeah, I feel like I played an hour of the first one as part of my research to
Mhm.
refresh my memory, and it would be cool to go back and do that, with all the free time that I have.
Yeah,
Uh,
right?
I'm still working on my Sisyphean game, but at least I'm further in than in Half-Life with Jake. But
Yeah, no yeah, right.
I've made
Playing
it
further into
past
that
the
game.
credits. I've made it
Yes.
past the credits.
Yeah, you're out of the pool
Yeah.
because you know how to get out and swim through the planks.
Yeah.
Fucking
But,
A.
no, maybe this is like, my Halloween week. I pull these back out. Take a look.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. They play great on the Steam Deck. I
Oh,
can
I'm
confirm
sorry.
both of those.
We're already on Halloween week.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's Halloween weekend. So because it's
Yeah.
Halloween.
That's right.
What
That's
are you
right.
thankful for? Evil Within. That's
That's
because that's November 1st tomorrow, right?
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Exactly.
so
Yeah, no, I think these are well worth it. These I think what I would say is they could easily be, at least Evil Within 1 could easily be on like the top 10 list of horror games.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. I would agree. I know we just recently did a horror list and the game was mentioned on there. I think we
Yeah.
did it in the lightning round.
Yeah.
It didn't make the four pillars, but
No.
it certainly is an umbrella underneath the
Yeah.
Resident Evil survivor horror
Yeah.
pillar that we have over there. So
There is no Umbrella Corp though.
there is no umbrella corp. Touche.
Yeah.
Touche. Get you there. It's Mobius and its umbrella.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers are getting together, building some scary shit,
That's
guaranteed.
right. That's right.
So well,
Awesome.
is there anything else that that you'd like to round up on there? Well, I think
Well, I just
we
want to
got to be
talk
close to
about
an hour, yeah.
yeah,
Or
I just want to talk about yeah, we're at almost 50 minutes.
fantastic.
I just want to talk about we have a Patreon.
Hmm.
Press B to cancel, patreon.com/press B to cancel. Um, we have a member that has reached the tier that we call them out. That is Von Beardley. Von Beardley, thank you. And thanks to all of our members, but that is one of the benefits of being a higher tier is you get your
Yes,
name
yes. Thank
in the
you,
episode.
Vaughn. You are a god and a man among fucking a god among men. You're an amazing individual. We love you.
That's right. But if you feel like helping us out and you have the means, That's where we live. If you feel like it and you have the means, if you don't have the means or you don't feel like it, no big deal. We're
Yeah.
just happy that you're here. If you're listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube and aren't subscribed, give us a subscribe,
Yeah,
please.
please, please,
Please.
yeah. Hit that
Yeah.
follow, hit that subscribe, hit the bell so
Yeah.
you can get an
All the
alert whenever we go live, all that shit,
all the shit.
Follow, like, and subscribe. Blah, 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 blah. You can tell we're really good at the
Yeah.
YouTube live here. Please do that. And if you're good,
Yeah.
then I guess we can do the okay, we're gonna do the weekly wind down, as we like to call it here in Press Me to Cancel. Don't forget that we are also part of SuperPod Network, a fantastic group of podcasters together that do retro gaming. They talk about collectibles, Thrack, Super Ghost, a bunch of really cool podcast shows you can check out over there. Give them a follow and some love, and please check them out. He is showing off a
It's
Hello Kitty and Friends Ninja Turtles thing as a
yeah.
collectible. Very cool. I could show off my Melania poster that
Ah,
was
there you go.
purchased at the Oddity Show for our audio viewers. This is someone hand drew Melania from Elden Ring and used some crimson. I don't know what the hell you would call
Metallic
this
paint
stuff,
or something.
like a metallic paint on there
Yeah.
to accentuate the black and white drawing of it. It's very cool. You can check out my friend Sinistar over at DJ Spinistar. Um, I don't. Are you doing anything coming up here? You've had family in town for the last
Yeah.
year and a half. It feels like, and they have finally decided to head back to their home. And now that you got some free time, is there any chance that we'll see some records getting dropped here in the next couple of weeks or so? Or what do you
I
think?
am trying to get back to it. So, I generally on most Saturdays I'm over on Solar KX channel,
Hmm?
but I'm trying to get back to my channel. If I do, it'll be Monday nights, Mountain Time. And I want to say it was awesome having the house guests. It was just a lot.
Oh yeah. It's always good to have people in your house until it's not anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it.
yeah,
I got family that I absolutely love coming to visit, but they also know that sometimes it's time to go home.
yeah,
So understandable.
yeah,
And then you can find me getting chased by all kinds of weird demon things all over, not only just on Halloween, but we'll also be carrying into November. We are currently in the middle of Silent Hill F, which is fantastic. Might be close to beating it by this time. Not sure yet. But beyond that, we'll also be starting up Silent Hill 4, The Room, and keeping the psychological fuckery going over at www.twitch.tv/chardmonk. Come and hang out with us there. Sinistar will be there giving me shit like he always does, as well as some of the other Press B to Cancel guys. The other guys got their own projects they're working on. I think December 23rd or December 31st, 11:59 p.m. Jake will finally finish up Half-Life 2, so he doesn't have to do another wheel spin because that'll be 3 that he's had to do, I think, since he
yeah. And he still owes us a
he
buck
still owes
bumble.
us the Buck Bundle playthrough. But we'll just he can give a shit about this when he listens to this on Halloween.
That's right.
So, being Halloween, guys, have a wonderful, safe night out there. You probably will be most of you listening to this on Monday, which will be November 3rd. But if you had a safe Halloween, fantastic. If you didn't, I'm sorry to hear that. But
Yeah,
go to Sinistar's house in Colorado. He's got full size candy bars. They don't give those around there.
that's right.
All right. If you've got nothing else to say, sir,
I'm good.
then this has been a great and fun episode of Press B to Cancel.
Run!